Is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
The Cowboys are on the clock.
Your war room for insider news and draft analysis.
The Dallas Cowboys select Ezekiel Elliott.
And now, your hosts, Dane Brugler, David Hellman, and Brian Broaddus.
Well, welcome to the Draft Show presented by Miller Lite. Brian Broaddus here, along with my scouting buddies, Dane Brugler, David Hellman, and Kent Garrison, executive producing today. Guys, we are in Mobile, Alabama once again. Every year it seems like our setup gets a little bit better.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit. We've gone from being in a bus.
We were in a Winnebago.
We were in a Winnebago one year to like a closet one time, I felt like. And
we got the nice digs here.
Yeah, we got some nice digs. And we are excited about being here with you guys in Mobile, Alabama, the 70th Reese's Senior Bowl, and had practice today. We had the North-South practice. The coaches for the practice on the South team will be the San Francisco 49ers, and then on the North team would be the Oakland Raiders with John Gruden and that bunch. So we just got done with watching both practices. Dane Brugler, David Hellman. We had a weigh-in this morning as well. And this is kind of the way things, Dane and Dave, we've been working on these numbers that are like estimates, maybe non-verified numbers, I guess you would say, and now you have an idea with some of the players that, okay, Drew Lock is this big. He's this tall. He weighs this much. His hand size is this, instead of being kind of in a guessing mode.
I rolled over in my bed at it's probably like 7:15 this morning, 7:30. I rolled over in my bed. I haven't even thought about starting my day.
Yeah.
And Dane's already tweeting hand sizes from the convention center.
That's where I'm going to focus on.
It's draft season.
Well, we'll focus. Let's and Dane, there's this is a good roster of players.
Oh yeah,
this is a good roster. We talked about it last week on the draft show. This is a good roster of the players. But kind of some of the names of guys, the big name guys, kind of go through some of the heights and weights of those guys, some of the hand size. Guys that you maybe thought like, okay, that guy looks like this on film, but actually he's really this. And
right.
It might affect how you evaluate these players going forward.
Well, and it's funny. Nothing gets people more triggered than quarterback hand size.
Oh, yeah. That's the combine one time.
Oh, and we'll get it again this year. And
guy going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Jared
Goff. Yeah.
Hand size is something that it's more of a threshold thing. Think of it like this. If you have bigger hands, better grip on the football, better chance you can control it. Yeah, and people get really up in arms about it, and I get it. Look, Jared Goff had 9-inch hands. He's doing okay. He's one of two quarterbacks still playing football. Patrick Mahomes is only 9 1/4, I believe.
Right.
And for a lot of teams, 9 1/4 is kind of the cutoff. Well, Drew Lock came in at 9 flat. For those that don't know, hand
measure
flat on a flat surface,
right.
From pinky to thumb.
Pinky to thumb, right.
9 inches for Drew Lock, which is
That's
not a great number.
Across the hand.
Not a great number. And does that mean he's going to fall? And no, but, it's something that could be a separator. If Denver Broncos have Daniel Jones and Drew Lock very closely, hand size is something that will come up when they talk about debating the two players. So quarterback hand size is, it is what it is. NFL teams care, and that's why it matters. That's why we're talking about it. A few of the other bigger names that, the important weigh-ins. Montez Sweat from Mississippi State.
Yeah, that by the way, that kid physically looks good.
Oh yeah, he does.
And he played good today too in the practice.
He had a strong practice.
Yeah.
But he came in officially at
6'6",
6060, 6'6" flat,
252.
252.
See, I remember the great players. I will always remember the great players.
Well, we knew he was tall. We knew he was lean. How long was he? 35 5/8 inch arms.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
And we saw that today during practice. Use that long arm, use that length, get into the body of blockers, and kind of impose his will. So that length is a big part of what he does, and you saw that on tape. We saw it today in practice, and we saw it at the weigh-ins this morning.
Dave, the defensive end, so we've kind of talked about maybe this might be a little bit of a draft about defensive ends. Sweat, we have to think maybe a top 10 player on in your board, surely, right?
I think he's top 20.
Top 20?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're talking about now, I mean, he's probably the highest rated guy.
Yes, he is the highest rated player.
So, okay, now he comes in 6'6", 252, has a good start. Teams are kind of getting an idea about him. I mean, this draft has some pretty good rushers, though. I like to see. I'm glad that he's here at the Senior Bowl working out.
I feel it was definitely a trend for a couple of years that guys were avoiding the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
And I feel like they managed to flip it. I don't know if you want to give credit to Phil Savage or Jim Nagy's in charge now, but and you're not going to get everybody. I know there are some guys that you'd like to have here that aren't coming to this game, but this is a solid roster. Baker Mayfield probably deserves some credit for that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But they are getting guys to attend this game more than I think 5 or 6 years ago. I think everybody benefits from
There were only 5 seniors who declined their invites.
Yeah.
Josh Allen from Kentucky, who's potential top 5 pick.
Defensive end, yeah.
Once he pulled out, that was Montez Sweat. That kind of his chance.
There you go.
Ascend.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Big opportunity for him. The other 4 that declined their invites: DeAndre Baker, the corner from Georgia;
right.
Christian Wilkins,
first-round
defensive tackle
guy,
from Clemson;
another first-round guy;
Damian Harris, Alabama running back; Paris Campbell, wide receiver, Ohio State.
Okay.
So those 5 decided not to be here, and then there was another dozen with injuries. But to Dave's point, for the most part, guys want to be here, guys want to compete, and we saw that today in the first practice.
Okay, as we go through and trying to talking about these quarterbacks, the guy I was impressed with today was Will Grier throwing the football.
Okay,
I liked Will Grier, and the measurables was right at 6'2.5" and 218 pounds. Good start for Will Grier today, or were you different than me on that?
It was up and down. I mean, we saw ball placement was up.
It seemed like to me when he was rolling to his left,
right.
And it was all about the comfort factor of these quarterbacks. When you got Kyle Shanahan and John Gruden making these quarterbacks have to take snaps,
right?
And their footwork.
We saw it. Tyree Jackson,
Buffalo quarterback. My gosh, this guy looks like a power forward at 6'7".
But he's heavy in what he does.
He's heavy-footed too.
Heavy-footed, and the mechanics. It's
clunky.
It is.
It's kind of clunky looking.
Clunky is the exact word I wrote down. So that's a worry we'll have to watch with him. Honestly, the first day of practice, I don't focus as much on the quarterbacks just because it's the hardest position to really throw them in the mix. And, when wide receivers have never thrown to,
right.
New coaching, this type of setting, I usually give them a practice, get their feet wet, get them comfortable.
And so who do you watch on the first day?
Everybody else.
He's going to tell you a short receiver from UMass is who he's going to tell you.
Mr. Andy Isabella.
He was tapping me. He was tapping me during the practice. Watch. Yeah.
He was, creating separation at will with that quickness.
He had some quick. I'll tell you what. He had when you see this guy live, he's got some quickness to him.
No one can cover him.
Yeah,
in space.
that's true.
And that's
you guys are going to beat me down on this pick at 58.
I
don't know. You might be right.
Might
be right. But his measurables now again. Scoutman saw what 29 and a half on
29 3/4.
20. Okay, what were the hands?
8.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about your boy Hunter Renfrow from Clemson?
I love Hunter Renfrow.
I love.
That's what I'm saying. I guess I fall in love with Hunter Renfrow because he went to school at Clemson. And he's playing against Alabama and running routes and stuff like that.
And you can probably get him in the 5th round, maybe. Where can you get Hunter Renfrow?
I have no idea because I don't. You look at his measurables. He probably had the worst weigh-in today.
He looked like a fraternity guy up there. He is a slight built guy.
One scout behind me said that I used to look like that when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
But he's
the guy catches every ball, though.
He does, but he also has 7 3/4 in chance, which the NFL right now, there is not a single receiver with 7 3/4 in chance.
Not there, guys. There to there.
But he does, to your point, he does catch everything thrown his way, and he has that subtle quickness at the top of routes where he can,
separate
snap
bit,
off. And we saw that today in practice. So I'm a Hunter Renfrow fan. And Andy Isabella is just a different
Andy Isabella is a different
athlete.
player. There's no doubt about that. Andy Isabella is a you guys are going to beat me down about Andy Isabella.
Hang on.
It's kind of relevant today, right?
This is. Thank you, Dane. This is not. I know this is.
Oh, now we're going to tie it into our Cowboys here. Right?
This is not a Cowboys specific necessarily show. We cover the whole draft. I get it.
Thank you, Saint fans, Buccaneer fans.
While we were sitting at practice,
buddies in Saudi Arabia.
While we were sitting at practice today, Cole Beasley hopped on Twitter.
Okay, talk about Cole Beasley because he's an unrestricted free agent.
He is an unrestricted free agent.
And that's how you're going to get Andy Isabella here, right?
He is not happy about the role that he had on the team. I'm not guessing because first of all, he's been telling us that since October.
Yeah.
But, he goes on Twitter today and says, utilization is more important than money. He says, honestly, the front office pushes who they want to get the ball to. I haven't been a huge priority in that regard. Maybe that will change, but I'm not sure. Follows all that up by saying, I'm not saying I'm gone, but I want the Rock.
I had a feeling.
I want the Rock, according to Cole Beasley.
I had a feeling that when Scott Linehan was shown the door, that Cole Beasley's attitude about things would change.
That is interesting.
And it doesn't seem like it at all. It doesn't seem like it's changed.
Well, I mean, you don't think it says doesn't mean I'm gone. I mean, what if the Cowboys make a pitch
saying,
to him?
Bye.
I think
bye.
The writing's on the wall. You never want to rule anything out because you can go back and listen to months worth of our podcast. Like I ruled out the possibility of Terrence Williams ever coming back, and he did.
Are we going to have a show every week where it's going to be they need a slot receiver?
Yes, because if they don't have Cole Beasley, then they do.
Yeah.
They do. They need one. Oh boy, 80 stings. Kent Garrison, not even at our regular studio. We're on the road in Mobile, and Kent is still pulling out all the stops.
I like it. Well, if you're a Cowboy fan, you nervous?
He's not bad. No, I'm not nervous, and I don't mean that as any disrespect to Cole Beasley, but like. He's a really good player.
He is a very good player.
He's underrated, but
he's a good player.
You can replicate that. You can replicate that in the draft, especially if you allocate resources to it. Like, say, if you wanted to spend a top 60 pick on a slot receiver. Just saying.
There are a couple Cole Beasleys out there.
There's some Cole pieces.
He's not irreplaceable.
But I do think.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
We say this every year. Like the narrative is going to change because
if any team needs a slot receiver, there's slot receivers out there.
We're going to do 2 months worth of shows after free agency.
Yeah.
So we'll know. But as it looks right now, the starting slot receivers on
There's
Twitter.
There's a guy in Tampa, Humphreys.
The starting slot receivers on Twitter today is telling you he's not thrilled about his role in this offense. And we're in Mobile watching another slot receiver.
Couple of slot receivers.
Don't tell me that this isn't a worthwhile topic of conversation.
Oh, I just don't want to talk about it every week.
Okay. What do you want to talk about every week?
I want to talk about.
Hit me. What do you got?
I want to talk about Bruce Anderson a little bit today.
North Dakota State.
Okay. This is one of those fun. This is a great thing about coming to the Senior Bowl. Mm-hmm. I knew nothing about Bruce Anderson, but I had guys like Dane. Dane was in a whole nother area of the weight facility with the heights and weights, and I had people talk about. They said, "Hey, there's this guy, this Bruce Anderson, this running back from North Dakota State," and I had no idea who he was. I had no idea who he was.
He kind of got lost in the shuffle in the recruiting because he was born in Germany. His dad was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Moved around a lot.
So he's a worldly guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that he was I think only 2 years in Florida playing high school football. So he had some FBS offer. I think Kent State was an offer, but he went North Dakota State and had a terrific career. He might be, the top running back. I mean, here. It's,
Oh, Dane, I love you. I love when you say that.
Because, I mean, look, who are the top running backs here? Damian Harris, the Alabama running back, not here.
Not here, right.
I think Dexter Williams from Notre Dame has some juice. I'm a big fan.
He didn't run the ball badly today.
No. But after that, I think it's wide open, and so Bruce Anderson's right there in the mix.
Bruce Anderson can catch the football.
He did. He
can
caught
catch
it well.
And I'll tell you what, he ran it inside a couple of times, and he bounced it outside a couple of times. So I'm going, whoa, where'd that come from?
The plant and go quickness is pretty clear. You could see that in person. So I think, Bruce Anderson helped himself today. He was a late ad. He might have been in for Myles Gaskin, but regardless, I'm glad he's in Mobile this week.
I'll tell you what, though. They said, okay, now we go. Running back for the Dallas Cowboys? Running back for anybody.
Yeah, well, as a need? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, from a practicality standpoint, Rod Smith's out of contract.
Mm-hmm.
From a performance standpoint, he didn't blow anybody's mind this past season.
Right.
I'm a big member of the Darius Jackson fan club.
Sure you
but
are.
Let's not just act like they should stand pat on Darius Jackson.
Yeah.
It's and they don't have, to use the word from Dane, like they don't have that guy that brings the extra juice. Like if Zeke's not on the field, and he can't always be on the field, if Zeke's not on the field, you're not scared of what the other guys are bringing. And so I've heard people throw running back around as 58. I hate that. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. But third round?
Why are you afraid of that, Dave?
Because use your resources wisely.
Philip Lindsay.
Well, wait a minute. You guys want to draft?
What do I want to draft?
A 5'8" receiver.
He's a starter.
To start in the slot, not to be a backup.
I just want to hear the passion. I just want to once again hear the passion from you guys.
Well, there's the passion. Don't draft a backup with your second round pick.
Give me a 6th-round pick. I'll find you a Philip Lindsay.
Thank you. I mean,
you did last year.
Yeah, Philip Lindsay.
You did.
I would have taken him in the 6th round.
You did. You found Philip Lindsay.
There's gotta be starting in the 4th round is when I'm interested.
Yeah, day 3.
Yeah.
Another position that I know.
Tight ends?
Cowboys interest. Well, we can go there. I was going to go defensive tackle, but we'll hit both of those.
Oh, go ahead. Let's go tight end real quick.
Okay.
One of the great sponsors here of the Cowboys is the Stetson company, the Stetson hat company.
Yeah.
They got a tight end.
They do.
They have a tight end that, again.
You guys just fall in love with these D3 schools.
Donald Parham, right?
Yeah.
Donald Parham. What do you mean fall in love? This guy,
listen to your voice right now.
Was he running routes well today?
I thought we were talking about tight ends. He's a slot receiver.
Ooh.
That's what he is. He's 6'8", 240 pounds. And
how about the line of the day by you? They had to stop the ceiling fans when they asked him to measure.
Yeah, it was time for him to measure. They turn off the ceiling fan.
When he walked up there, David, it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was like he was just,
how tall is this guy?
6'0",
Yeah.
6'0". There's our first scouts measurement of the week.
6'8". He's 6'8". And I'll tell you what, though, I thought he was going to be kind of clunky running, and all that.
That's why he's not a tight end. He's a slot receiver because he's so lean.
Stetson.
I mean, his legs, he basically has stilts for legs. He's just
10 and a half hands.
Narrow, lean.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. That's unbelievable, man.
I thought you were going to, based on, I edit your stories, I thought you were going to put on your Homer hat.
Yeah,
for our LSU guy today,
Foster.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh, well, all right. I'm helping you along
because, we talked about when KT and Jeff and I sat down and watched tight ends. Mm-hmm. It was Dak Raymond, from Utah State.
Big fan of him.
Big fan of his. And there was one time though he got covered pretty well, but other than that, I thought everything else separation wise was pretty good. But Foster Moreau.
Yeah, he's solid, and I think that's what he is.
I can't get you to like him.
No, I like him. I just don't think he's above average in any one area. But I think he's good in every area.
I thought he had a good day, and I'm not just saying it because he's an LSU guy.
Yeah.
But I thought today of Dak Raymond, he was better than Dak Raymond.
Honestly, I thought all the tight ends did pretty well.
You're right about the Stetson guy too.
Yeah,
we're all in there on that.
Parham and I thought Oliver had a nice day. Raymond.
I didn't notice Sweeney. I didn't notice him, the BC kid.
No,
Tommy, I didn't notice him as much.
No, I didn't either. But
these coaches will use some tight ends on you.
The
now.
South roster, I thought the 3 tight ends.
These coaches will use some tight ends.
Yeah.
Especially, the 49ers. The 49ers want everybody on the field but the receivers.
Yeah.
Give me the fullbacks and the tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I was a big I was a fan though of what I saw today from these tight ends. So, how about another position? I'm spitting names out there. Can I get you to fall in love with David Long, inside linebacker from West Virginia?
Yeah, we were talking about Hunter Renfrow and how teams are going to, look at the measurables.
Yeah.
And, at what point do you look past the size?
How about a guy being a football player?
Exactly.
Yeah, as I said there with gritted teeth.
Well, that's what David Long. He's
hell yes.
The length. You worry about the length.
He's 5'11" half.
But 30 3/4, I think, arms, which is for a linebacker you want at least 32, at least. If not,
it's killing my dream.
No, but he's a good football player, and he showed that today. He plays fast, he plays physical, but at the same time, he's controlled. I mean, he can mirror, he can cover in space.
He can cover in space.
And we saw that today.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
He got get in space and the knock offhand, and then the next thing you know, they're trying to run the ball wide, and there's this West Virginia helmet flying through the middle of that.
Maybe the ultimate, this. It's not, it sounds good, but it's really not that big of a deal. He was Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, which, again, in a conference that doesn't play defense.
You hate the Big 12 defense.
Well, hey, facts.
I know.
They don't play defense. But, again, he's a good player, and he's going to be in this league because he's just a darn good competitive football player. But what's the value? Can he start?
Yeah.
Still questions we have to figure out with him.
This guy's a legitimate. I mean, I'm looking forward to after what I saw today. I'm looking forward to the film study there. Dan, I leaned over to Dan. I said, "What about this kid?" He said, "You'll like the film." The problem is everything that he said: short arm, short body. You know, but at what point in time? At what point in time do you take this guy? Okay, people were wearing me out on Twitter today about defensive tackles.
Finally, thank you.
Oh,
some of the best players I saw today were defensive tackles.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, do tell.
Mentioned the defensive line with Sweat, another SEC defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Dalen Mack from A&M had a
People
fantastic
were wearing
day.
me.
Fantastic day.
Describe his day then for everybody.
Well, because he's a squatty guy.
Oh, he is. He's square.
I saw him at media day, and he looks like the proverbial trash can full of dirt.
Yeah,
like
he's got the
Did you
bubble.
see his picture? It's like it's no neck.
Yeah.
He's just his head's on his shoulders, kind of a thing.
Yeah, in my notes I have fire hydrant. I mean, that's what he is.
Trash can
but
full
he
of dirt
can move.
too,
yeah. He uses that low leverage to his advantage. So he has that initial quickness. He can surge off the line of scrimmage, get underneath the pads of blockers, and bully him. He got the Alabama center and just destroyed him, went right through him on one rep. And then the next rep got him with quickness around off his shoulder. So he has a lot to offer with just the natural torque that he can give you from the hips, from his lower body, that initial quickness off the ball. I think Dalen Mack, with what he did as a senior, because he was really an underperformer. Aggie fans will tell you, first how much he underperformed earlier in his career.
Right.
Really came on as a senior, played better and better as the season went on. Continued that momentum this week in Mobile so far with practice 1. He was one of the best players I saw today.
Did you notice Greg Gaines at all from Washington?
It was hard not to because he had a good day, but he's another one that
he's a short daddy.
Arms,
he's a short daddy. What am I doing? I'm liking all these short players tonight.
Well, hey, I gave you another guy in the
They won in the Senior Bowl, man.
Greg Gaines, defensive tackle, University of Washington. I thought on the one-on-one stuff,
he was tough
they
to
couldn't
contain.
block him, and then they got into where they were able to double team him a little bit. And it was a little bit. If you like a short daddy, and I mean short daddy, like a 6'1", 307-pound guy,
right?
He's that guy.
Well, and sticking with Pac-12, interior defensive lineman, Ronell Wren from Arizona State.
Yeah, you
that's a guy. I've heard that name a couple of times.
He turned
today.
me on to this guy. He's raw.
He's very raw.
Very raw player.
But when you're talking about 6'4", 315-pound frame with decent, almost 34-inch arms.
He looks good.
His ability, that first step quickness is exceptional. Yeah. And then he's got the upper body where he's going to beat you up with his arms, with his punch.
Right.
So I think it's a great place to start. First step quickness, upper body strength. At that size, give me that. And, those are the traits that NFL teams look for. Ronell Wren's going to go, I think, a lot higher than people realize.
Yeah, say that name again because that's one of those ones where when it happens, then I'll be able to say when he gets picked at 41.
Right, exactly.
Then I'll say Dane Brugler had that guy.
January 22nd.
Yeah, Dane had that guy at the Senior Bowl.
Wren, W-R-E-N.
Watching him today, because like the tape, you see the flashes. And
I watched the tape with you.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, that's right.
You turned me on to me, and they're like, what do you think of this guy? I'm like, man, he flashes at you. And then you're like going, he goes, he's at the Senior Bowl. You'll get to see him live. It's great to see the tape and then watch these guys move around live.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see, scouts. I see why they love it so much. I love this. I love this way too much. Okay.
That's the tagline for the whole show.
I love this way too much. Okay. Hey, when we come back, we're going to take your questions. We're going to play Twitter on the 20. We want your questions. Dave is going through them right now. You could follow account. We're doing stuff on Periscope as well. I'm going to kind of dig some questions out of that. Maybe we can go there. But Dave's got some stuff. Dane's got some stuff. We'll be right back here from the Senior Bowl here in Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama, you've got the draft show. We'll be right back.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island, alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean. Fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
The Cowboys are on the clock.
If you are in the DFW area, an exciting night of boxing is returning to Ford Center. The rematch between Elider Storm Alvarez and Sergey Crusher Kovalev will bring two of the light heavyweight division's biggest names to Ford Center, along with Oscar Valdez defending his WBO featherweight title against the unbeaten Carmine Mr. Wolf Thomason. Get your tickets now before they sell out. SeatGeek.com, Ford Center. You can check out the Cowboys while you're there, but certainly sounds like a packed lineup for that.
Thank you, SeatGeek. Appreciate that.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you, Miller Lite, as well, for being a sponsor here on the Draft Show. As always, I also want to thank Ed Cahill and for what he's done for us for creating the Draft Show a long time ago. And this is one of my favorite segments we do because it's the interaction we have with you. We're not be able to take any calls this week here from the Senior Bowl, but we sure can take a lot of tweets. We can take periscopes. Anyway, any questions you have, we'll do our very best to answer it. So with that being said, we will do a little
Twitter on the 20.
Twitter on the 20.
There we go.
All right, go ahead, David.
Here's one from Sam. Figure this is a guy we talked about leading into the Senior Bowl. I bet you he'll come up anyway, so I'm just going to get it out of the way. Rock Yassin. I hope I said that right, Dane.
Yeah.
Good. I got
Close
it.
enough.
Yeah.
Which guy that a lot of people have already talked about. I'm curious. Speak about the weigh-in. I saw he went from 6'2" in Temple's books to 5'11" in reality.
Yeah, 5'11",
yeah. But just in general, what do you guys think?
He had a nice battle with Deebo Samuel today.
Yeah, sure was. Sure was.
And they both got the other at times.
Right.
Deebo did a nice job stacking, getting over the top, tracking the football into his hands. With Rock, he did a nice job getting physical, and that's his game. He's a physical corner who.
You can tell that. Watch him play.
When I talked to him back in September, he told me that his junior year in high school, he thought he was going to be an Olympic wrestler. I mean, that was his game. Senior year, starts playing football. Next thing you know, he's going to Presbyterian, go into a non-scholarship division, so he transfers to Temple for his senior year. Next thing you know, NFL scouts beating down his door. He's at the Senior Bowl. And there's a lot to like him about. He might be the best cornerback in this draft with his back to the ball. I think he does a really nice job feeling what's going on, reading the receiver, getting his head turned, and making a play. You see that a lot on his tape, and I think you saw that a little bit here today. So Rock Ya-Sin, to me, is the top corner here, probably the number 2 senior corner behind DeAndre Baker from Georgia. but a good chance that he's going to go somewhere in that top 50, top 60 mix.
You said that he plays well with his back to the ball. Explain that to maybe some people that first time watching stuff. It's kind of a scouting term and stuff like that. But kind of explain a little bit about that.
It takes savvy. It takes instincts. You have to have a really good feel for it, because playing cornerback is not just about being fast and having great length. That helps. It
helps, yeah.
But it's like it's like a dance. You have to be coordinated with your movement. You have to be instinctive. From the neck up in terms of reading routes and understanding what the receiver's trying to do. So I think he does a really nice job of playing within himself and understanding his strengths, and that's the ball awareness and getting physical. And so we saw that on his tape. We saw that today.
Good fit for a team that's looking to do what?
I think he could play cover 2. I think he could, get physical at the line of scrimmage and play, press man.
Right.
He doesn't have. I'm eager to see at the combine. We'll be talking about him a lot at the combine. What he runs
with the shuttles and stuff like that.
Well, is he a 4.52 guy?
Oh, okay.
Can he get in the 4.4s?
Yeah.
Long speed. Eager to find that as well. So Rock Ya-Sin's a player we'll be talking about throughout the process.
Gotcha.
Caleb, he must have read y'all's minds from the top of the show, because we did dedicate some time to Bruce Anderson. But he wants to talk about under-the-radar running backs here in Mobile. I think Bruce probably fits that bill, or maybe Dexter Williams, or if there's somebody else that y'all have noticed.
How about Slippery Rock?
I knew you were going to go there.
Special.
Division II, West Hills. He's got a fascinating backstory, because he was at Delaware, but at Delaware, a couple years injury ended his season. Last year, academics, and what happened was his clock ran out at the Division I level, so he had to get out of there and transfer. Goes to Slippery Rock, sets a single season rushing record there. And this is another example. Dalen Mack, we mentioned earlier from A&M,
Texas A&M,
went to the Shrine game, had a great week, got the call up, and that's happened to a few guys this week. Happened with West Hills, had a great week at the Shrine game last week in Tampa and St. Pete's. Comes here, and I tell you what, he's got a lot of fans in the scouting community.
Yeah.
I don't know how everyone feels, or I haven't pulled teams or tried to dig too much on him just yet. But talking to a few scouts, they really like him. Foot quickness, toughness. He runs with energy. I worry about ball security. That was an issue for him on his tape. But there's something to this guy, and so I'm eager to see throughout the week how he does. And that's a big thing here, practice.
Oh, yeah.
Getting better from day to day, each day, from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday, taking the coaching that you're receiving and showing it on the football field. And for running backs, it's tough to perform here because it's you don't really get a chance to show.
A lot of rotation going on.
Pass pro, catching the ball.
That's what I was going to ask you. Tomorrow when we get the full pads, are we going to see him be a complete back, or are we going to see him be a guy that they're coaching him up how to be a pass?
That'll definitely be a storyline we watch tomorrow and Thursday. Which, by the way, tomorrow's practice has been moved to South Alabama's indoor facility.
Okay, so we can't watch the practice then, right?
Still, that's up in the air because it's a smaller area, so we don't know yet if we'll be able to get in. There've been talk about maybe broadcasting it, but even that's, technical equipment getting in there. So it's all up in the air at this point. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow what they say.
I bet the organizers aren't stressed about that at all.
No.
Yeah, well, but it's a brand new, great facility, so the players will be in great shape. But for our purposes, being selfish, it's not a great situation.
Not a great situation. For
Each
team will probably get a couple of representatives.
I heard chatter. Each team probably gets a couple scouts in the door, but then I think I heard NFL Network and ESPN kind of signed off on it, which I would hope or think that they wouldn't if they didn't think they were going to be able to broadcast. So,
NFL Network's doing the daily practices.
At the very least, maybe we can watch it on TV.
Right, that's true.
Might be a fun little session for us to do.
Yes.
Okay. Once again, Dave, we're doing Twitter on the 20 here.
How about
appreciate all the questions from everybody.
Sad Cowboys fan. I love when people don't use their real names. Linebackers. He specifies maybe some mid-round guys. Everybody wants mid-round guys. They want a guy that they can steal. Anybody jump out to you today?
A few. Well, and it started at the weigh-ins. Terrell Hanks from New Mexico State.
Yeah, you pointed him out.
He won the weigh-in.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
He wins the Greek God Award with
6'2", 234.
Yeah, length. Pretty good length too.
Yeah.
So it's sculpted. Broad shoulders, long arms, and he wears
total opposite of me.
You could say that.
Same.
But he wears it really well. I mean, he's not overly tight and bulky, but he's just really athletic and smooth. and he did a nice job. Really, the only negative rep I saw from Bruce Anderson was one-on-one with Hanks when Hanks got physical with him off the line of scrimmage, stopped the route, controlled the route, and then buried Anderson into the ground. Athletic kid. He's got some freaky qualities. Terrell Hanks, I thought, was a winner from practice 1.
Am I going to say the name wrong? Alaka from Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you got him.
Did you see anything at 6'3", 240 today?
Honestly, I did not see much of him
today.
See,
that's what I'm saying. How does a guy at 6'3", 240 not get noticed?
Right.
And maybe is that the way, is that something that we kind of, maybe at Texas A&M, and I'm no offense to anybody out there that went to school at Texas A&M, but I would like to hope that I would notice a linebacker that's 6'3", 240 today.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Why'd I notice a 5'11" linebacker and not a 6'3" linebacker?
I don't know if he has draftable tape. I don't know. He's an okay player. I don't know if he's draftable though. But keeping with the linebackers, Bobby O Curriki from Stanford.
Oh yeah, I saw him a couple of times.
34 and 3/4 inch arms.
Yeah, there you go.
Ridiculous length. I don't think he uses it the right way all the time. He needs to do a better job keeping blockers off him. But he's a twitched up athlete with speed, closing burst.
Oh, you saw it today because there was one where they tried to run the ball wide, and he knifed through there and made a nice play.
If you're talking about the top linebackers, top senior linebackers here, I think it's Jermaine Pratt from NC State to me is a top linebacker.
Gotcha.
And then you're talking about Tavon Coney from Notre Dame, Bobby O Curiki from Stanford. Those to me are the top 3 linebackers here. But I tell you, David Long from West Virginia, guy we talked about earlier, he wants to get up there. He wants to. It just can you look past the lack of length?
I wish he was just taller. I really do. I mean, because seriously, he could cover. I mean, he could cover, and he's going to play nickel linebacker for somebody. Am I just being too general there?
I just love.
I don't mean to just throw something out there.
I just love how you take it personally. Like it's his fault that he's not an inch taller.
Nah, I take it personally because the guy's a hell of a football player. That's why I take it personally. Okay, linebackers. We kind of went through those guys. We'll have pads on tomorrow, but we won't maybe get to see that as much as we'd like to.
We're going to find a way.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We have Jerry Jones here. We'll just piggyback in.
Yeah, we talked about this. So, again, I like the viewers are reading y'all's minds, but we talked about both of these. But, okay, so the tight ends and the D tackles.
Who asked this question, by the way?
This is Mike.
Mike, thank you very much.
If you've got, you're just looking at these two positions, where's there more depth here between those two spots?
Linebacker?
No. Tight end and D tackle.
In the draft or here?
I want to talk. I mean, we might as well talk about the guys here. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We got 3 months to get to the rest of that.
Yeah.
I think that when you talk about the tight ends here, defensive tackle to me is stronger at the top. You know, like guys that are going to get drafted earlier.
Yeah.
But in terms of middle round depth, I think that's probably where tight end takes over.
I kind of was more impressed with the tight ends today than I was the defensive tackles, and I know Dane flipped it on me the other way. So
but I really like the tight ends
we were
too.
sitting 6 inches next to each other, across from each other. So
I thought the tight ends had a great day. I really did. I mean, I think from Foster Moreau to Josh Oliver.
Okay, well, let's answer the question then, Dane. If in fact, let's take the broad view for everybody.
Okay, yeah.
Let's take the broad view. If a team is looking, if the Atlanta Falcons fans or the Tampa Bay fans or the Saints fans or whoever, I just went through the whole NFC South there.
Sure did.
With the exception of Carolina. If their fans are looking for a defensive tackle, is the depth there or is the depth better for tight ends? If somebody's looking for one of those positions.
Well, again, when we're just talking about Senior Bowl guys.
I'm talking about overall.
Oh, in the whole entire draft.
In the whole draft, yeah.
I think tight end's the deeper group.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a better group overall.
Yeah. Defensive tackle, it's kind of like what we said. It might have the more star potential.
Might be defensive end might be different.
Right. Well, defensive tackle has a Quinnen Williams. Tight end, I mean, I love T.J. Hawkinson, but
Simmons from
Jeffrey Simmons. Christian Wilkins.
Okay, maybe I should shut up now.
Well, no, but my point is, the tight ends don't have that star power in the top 10, top 15. But once you get past there, once you get started by the second, third round, I think tight end is really deep. But with the juniors that came out, the seniors, Josh Oliver, the Washington kid I like a lot, Drew Sample.
Yeah.
I think both have a chance to be top 100 guys. So if I need a tight end in this draft, as appealing as T.J. Hawkinson is, as Noah Fant is, and the top 30 or 40 picks, I might go for a defensive tackle in the top 30 or 40 because I know
it's going to stretch.
I feel better about the tight ends I can get later on. Yeah. I mean, Drew Sample for Washington is a perfect example. who can block. He can catch a ball in the backfield.
There's a lot of these guys that can play in line.
Yeah,
there's those Iowa kids. We talked about them last week. My gosh.
Yeah, it's a breeding ground for NFL tight ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt.
Anything else there, Dave?
Yeah, if you got time.
Yeah, why not?
We sort of touched on this, but I just Norman, best receiver today so far. Norman is asking this.
Yeah.
We talked about Debo. We talked about Andy Isabella.
I was going to say that's the answer. I mean, I wrote this on The Athletic today about my practice report. With coming into the week, who was the best receiver? To me, that was a storyline.
Right.
Who was the best receiver at the Senior Bowl? My vote goes to Andy Isabella, but I think there's several receivers that we saw today saying, hey, not so fast.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel was one of them. I think he's in that mix. Anthony Johnson from Buffalo, I think had a good week or good day of practice. Started off the week well. He's got average speed, but he might be one of the more polished players here. Does a nice job hiding his route, breaking it off, working back to the quarterback and finishing. Really like what Anthony Johnson from Buffalo can give you. Any other receivers pop out to you?
I wrote about the Sills kid from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Because I saw a couple of times where he made plays getting open, and he made one along the sidelines. I kind of like the body control. I've seen him play West Virginia, with the quarterback throwing it up to him, and I've always been kind of impressed about him. There's something sneaky about the way he plays. I understand his dad created a school, so
right.
Quarterback. I broadcast a high school game he was part of.
That's right.
They played Coppell in our local team there. So, but I just
he committed to USC in the 7th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
As a quarterback.
He looks like a really good athlete, but I don't know if he's fast or quick. But you do see him separate, and you do see him make catches.
Yeah, and I do think he's quicker than fast. I worry about the play strength. I don't think he's strong. I don't think he plays strong. I think he's.
I said it's a guy to keep an eye on, though. I didn't see the strength. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see the strength problem, and maybe you're. I mean, when we start looking at this, that's what's going to happen.
I'll tell you what. For a quarterback, he tracks the ball extremely well.
Yeah.
I think he's very natural, judging the ball in flight, adjusting course, and then finishing deep. We saw that today, a couple of deep shots, I think from Will Grier, with that natural chemistry. So, and with Sills, I think the last 2 years he has 33 touchdowns.
Yeah,
most in the FBS over 2 years.
But once again, we'll say the Big 12 defense,
right. Well,
and that's all crazy.
And when we talk about West Virginia wide receivers, you have to talk about the lack of a route tree.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing.
Is there a guy named Jennings there at West Virginia?
Gary Jennings. Yeah.
Okay. The question on Periscope was, who do you like better between Sills and Jennings?
I'm rolling the dice on Sills. But Jennings is a good player, too. I think he's got a chance to be a later round pick. But with Sills, there's a lot that says he shouldn't be a good quarterback or a good wide receiver.
Right.
But
he catches everything.
He produces, and so there's something to him that you're not going to give up on him.
And one more question here, Dane. I'm trying to – because I could talk about this, too. Do you like Dieter from Wisconsin?
It wasn't a great day for him.
I didn't think so either.
I do like him.
I do too, but I didn't think it was a good day for him.
No. Charles Omenahu from Texas absolutely steamrolled him.
Yeah.
Using that length. Omenahu with 36 and was a 3/4 inch arm, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Used that length, went right over Dieter, and got into the backfield on a one-on-one drill. He did not have a good day, but he's talking about 54 straight starts. At Wisconsin.
No question. Yeah.
Double-digit starts at tackle, guard, and center.
Yeah.
Has some versatility. There's a lot to like about Dieter. I think he's a potential top 50 pick. Just wasn't a good day for him today.
Yeah, I ran into a couple of Indianapolis Colts scouts, and I said, listen, I apologize to you guys. They looked at me kind of funny. Like, what are you apologizing for? I said, Braden Smith.
There you go.
I go, I didn't think Braden Smith. And I go, did you guys have a first-round grade on Braden Smith? And he goes, no, we didn't. We had second-round grade.
Yeah.
And I said, I know you had a first-round grade on Quentin Nelson for sure.
Everyone
did,
But
I said, but it was not a first-round. He goes, no, we didn't have a first-round grade. But we really, the thing that we liked about Braden Smith, and this is what you pointed out watching the draft show last year, very athletic, very good second-level player. And that's what they really appreciate about him.
What I always liked when you studied Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah. Why is the ball going past him all the time?
Why is he going behind the right guard?
Exactly.
That's what really impressed me with him. And I don't know if the Colts really expected this from Braden Smith, starting right tackle and playing
like he did. They were thinking that he was going to be a good player.
Oh no, they obviously did, but I don't know if they expected this much this quick. And so, but credit to the player and to the Colts for that match.
Okay, we're going to take one more break, our final break, and then when we return, we'll kind of dive into what we expect tomorrow. Dane and Dave are talking about maybe we'll have an indoor practice. We'll see, though. Maybe there's some guys with the full pads on that can elevate their game a little bit and get the draft show to notice them. So we'll be right back.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a... thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yup, and now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yup, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper soft coolers at otterbox.com.
While a player could look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
The Cowboys are on the clock.
Brick Live, presented by Kids Are Kids, is the largest Lego fan experience in America, and it is coming to the Star in Frisco on January 26th and 27th. Build, learn, and play with over 10 million Lego bricks on the field at Ford Center at the Star. Tickets are on sale now, and for details and those tickets, go to brickliveusa.com. I loved Legos.
You ever stepped on a Lego?
I was about to say, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking is like, okay, shoes.
You know how I can tell who has kids?
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all.
Yeah. You ever step on a Lego? You would wish that you'd rather pass a kidney stone than step on a Lego.
Yeah. But playing with them is so much fun.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
It is. Legos.
I'm looking forward to my son's only 3, but I'm looking forward to when he's a little bit older to buy him some Legos.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
You always worry about swallowing the Legos.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we're back here at the Draft Show. We're not talking about Legos, but we appreciate the folks at Brick Live showing up there. Once again, David Hellman, Dane Brugler, Brian Broaddus, Kent Garrison, executive producing. We'll be with you tomorrow night as well. Again, we're kind of playing this thing by ear to see what kind of access we will have with the practice.
We were just joking about how we could do the Senior Bowl in our sleep by now. This is my 7th, I think, and you're Dane. You've probably been doing it for 10 or so.
Yeah, around 10 years.
Yeah, God knows
since
how many
1992.
Times. Thank you for throwing that in my face. So, but
I was in first grade.
This will be unprecedented, right? Yeah. Neither one of y'all have had to deal with this.
I don't ever remember a Senior Bowl practice where we didn't get to go watch it.
I remember doing this at the East West Shrine.
It always rained when you're in Palo Alto.
In Florida.
In Florida, okay.
At St. Pete's, they literally did practice in the hotel in a ballroom.
Yeah.
But there's not much you can glean from that. But
the
here
other
at the
days
Senior
are
Bowl,
supposed to be great.
Yeah.
Thursday is supposed to be great. And Thursday, Friday are supposed to be great days.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm out.
Yeah. But
we'll see how it's going to work. I don't know. The South Alabama's got this beautiful new facility. They just built it.
They just opened it. Yeah.
So we'll see how it sounds like we're going to have access, but we'll be televised. Yeah. A lot of logistics to work through.
And but we will have a show. That for sure. Tomorrow night we will have a show, and then we will come back at you on Thursday as well. We'll have to see logistics. Like I say, we got Dane leaving and Dave leaving. I'm staying over, but what we're going to do is probably hit one in the early morning.
Thursday morning, yeah.
Thursday
we'll do a
morning show. We'll see. We'll get it all together, but we'll have a couple more shows. Okay, guys. There were some guys that today caught your eye. Mm-hmm. Okay, tomorrow both teams pads come on though. What position will we get the most out of tomorrow? The evaluation again. Hopefully, we'll get to see these guys. But is it going to be the 9-on-7 stuff? Is it going to be? Is it still going to be the pass rush stuff? Where's going to be the best evaluation tomorrow if you're watching this?
Well, first of all, I want to see the offensive linemen have a better day than they did today. I thought the offensive linemen, defensive line,
both sides, right?
North and south, defensive line dominated.
Yeah,
both the interior, both on the edges.
Yeah,
it was a rough day for offensive linemen on both sides, and like those drills, those one-on-ones, it's really designed for the defensive linemen.
Yeah, if you're winning one-on-one, you're doing pretty good.
So I want to see the offensive linemen get better, but like I said before, quarterbacks, practice 2 is when I really start to focus on the quarterbacks. I want to give them a day to get their feet wet. Okay, let's see now on day 2 how you perform. Now, this might be a little more of a curveball if they're being thrown into an indoor facility and how that might change things for these quarterbacks, but they won't have to deal with the elements. So from the quarterbacks, look, Tyree Jackson is a project.
Right.
Okay, he's every bit of 6'7", 250 pounds. He's got a huge arm.
Does he remind you of anybody, Dane?
I put this out there earlier.
Yeah.
If you combined Josh Allen and Cardale Jones, put them in a blender.
King Cardale.
The result would look something like Tyree Jackson. I don't know if that's is that a mean thing that I just said?
Is that a compliment?
I don't know.
Is that an insult?
But I think because there's a lot of things that remind you of Josh Allen, but he's not nearly the athlete that Josh Allen was. He's not nearly as loose with his delivery and his release. But when you factor in Cardale Jones, put him in there because he was a little rigid.
Right.
His shoulders were seesaw. I think that's what you get. But I think I think Tyree Jackson is a potential top 100 guy. To me, he's a day 3 guy. But talking to scouts, they've got optimism. They've got hope. It's going to take a big week here, though. Remember, this is a redshirt junior who came out early, and
could another year have helped him?
Oh, there's no question.
Okay, so you're on the plan. You thought another year he gets better?
Well, he actually entered the graduate portal, with maybe moving on.
The portal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
we're learning all about that.
At the end of the day, he decided, you know what, I'm going to go pro. And, questionable decision, but the chance to come here, because he's already graduated, the chance to come here to Mobile is huge for him. Again, I want to see progression. Today, we saw what we saw on tape. A guy with a huge arm, basically just a rocket on his arm.
He could throw. It's incredible seeing him throw the ball live.
But
it really is.
The mechanics and that kind of the inconsistent mechanics throw off his accuracy and his placement downfield.
Yes.
You're making receivers work for the ball.
A lot.
He'll make a perfect throw that just make you go, wow, okay. But it's everything in between, not just the highlights, but everything in between that just, you're frustrated with. So here, I just want to see progression with him, and really the same thing with Drew Lock. I didn't think he had a particularly strong day.
I didn't think Drew Lock was very strong today. Again, I was thinking, okay, here are guys who are talking about potential top 15 picks, right?
Yeah, and that's what Drew Lock is because he's got a special arm.
Right.
I think he reminds me so much of Derek Carr. I love the makeup that he has. He's a good-sized kid. He's an athlete. but kind of the same questions, mechanic-wise, ball
6024
placement.
maybe? 6023?
Something like that. That sounds right.
You know me. I'm fascinated by measurables.
My favorite.
I'll look it up. Just keep talking. You're doing well.
Okay, so with
sorry, my bad. 6036. 6036.
Okay, yeah. Will Grier was 6024.
Yeah, that's right. Will Grier was the other one. Yeah,
basically saying he's close to 6'4".
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no questions about the size. But the main storyline for me entering this week was Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, those two quarterbacks. Who was better? Who's going to have the better week? And through one practice, Daniel Jones clearly got the edge, in my opinion.
6'5", 220 there.
Well, and he's just everything looks natural to him, and he doesn't have nearly the arm strength as a Tyree Jackson or a Drew Lock, but everything's natural. His deep ball needs work. He underthrew it. He overthrew it.
Yeah, he couldn't quite find it.
Right, but everything, the short to intermediate stuff, tempo, rhythm, accuracy, I thought it was all there. I love the mannerisms that he shows. I mean, he's just he works at this. Like you can tell it's his craft, and he works hard at it. And it's repeatable with everything that he does. And so I think that's important, just with the consistency factor. So Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, who wins practice 2? I thought Daniel Jones took practice 1.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's. And a lot of teams are looking at these quarterbacks. It's a good.
We were standing right next to one in the press box, Mr. John Elway.
Yeah, John Elway. And actually, how about this? Dane, I hit Dane in the ribs, and I go, it was Dan Marino and John Elway sitting there talking. And
I wish anybody listening, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, I wish anybody listening could have the opportunity to just come hang out here for 3 days. Because, literally, I was working on a story. I'm banging away on my keyboard, and I'm like, I bet I'm annoying the crap out of the guy sitting behind me. So I just turned around to see who it was. It was John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh just chilling, watching practice.
Right.
Sorry if I'm making noise.
Sorry, you weren't Mickey typing, were you?
I was Mickey typing. I was like I was trying to get the story out.
Yeah, slam dance.
Real quick, I know we talked about Dieter from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, the guard.
But I'm curious, and maybe I'm drawing a blank here, but every year, going back to Zach Martin, there's an offensive lineman. Specifically, there's a tackle that we talk a lot about.
Right.
Remember the kid from Pitt was a guy we talked a lot about last year.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing a blank on his name.
The offensive tackle that ended up at.
You didn't like him, but.
O'Neal.
Yeah,
Brian O'Neal.
Yeah, Brian O'Neal.
Vikings.
Was Dalton Miller here?
Colton Miller.
I'm sorry. Dalton Miller.
Yeah.
Colton Miller.
He was. He got overrun several times.
But my point is we're not really talking about any offensive linemen at the Senior Bowl. At least not.
We could be talking about Dillard.
That's the one. Is Andre Dillard.
Dillard's the one.
He's the top offensive lineman here. And again, going back with the storylines, one of the main storylines for me, Andre Dillard. Right now, I consider him a second-round pick. Does he get into the first round with a strong week? Does he go from possible first-rounder to probable first-rounder? If it's going to take a strong week, I thought I was up and down today.
If they took Iafetti in the first round, this guy's going to get picked in the first round.
Yeah.
I'm talking the back end of the draft, right? On the back end of the first round?
We know tackles get pushed.
6'5", 310.
34-inch arms. That was a big stuff for him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't play.
The film's good.
He doesn't play with long arms.
No, but I think I thought the film was good.
The feet. He's got the feet.
That's
a great place to start.
Yeah,
and so Andre Dillard definitely has a chance to put himself in the first round. But I think he needs a strong next 2 days. I thought today was up and down. Montez Sweat got to him.
Yeah.
But he rebounded well. So up and down. How does he do the next 2 days? That's the key.
What did you say his arm length was?
34 even.
See, because in my notes here, he looked like a short arm blocker at times.
No, because he plays like that.
Yeah.
So 34 is great.
Oh, you said that. My bad, Dan.
No. He
old man moment.
But he has the length. At least we know that he could, get better in that area. But he doesn't. In the run game and in the pass game, he lets rushers and defenders get into his body, control him. He needs to get a little stronger with his punch, with his timing, and I think he can. It's just going to take some work.
Why'd I say maybe look at him as a center?
No, same thing. I thought the same thing. It's one of those.
I said length will be a problem, but he has 34-inch arms.
It's because he lets him into his body.
You're right.
He's got a big welcome sign, and he just
welcome
needs to play
on the
better.
chest. You got the welcome out on the chest.
You think it's fair to and star-studded and offensive line are almost like antonyms, but it doesn't sound like this is the offensive line class at the Senior Bowl is usually one of the things to look forward to. And
there's some good offensive linemen in this draft, though.
Sure.
There are.
There are.
I think here we're talking about
better than last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than last year.
Yeah.
Andre Dillard is the top guy. After that, probably Michael Dieter, Wisconsin guard.
Yeah.
And after that, Dalton Reisner's in the mix. Kansas State, played right tackle. I think his best position's inside at center. He didn't have a great day.
You're right. All those offensive linemen struggled today.
Yeah, they really did. Max Sharping was up and down from Northern Illinois. I like him a lot. Unfortunately, Yodny Kajus from West Virginia had an ankle, so he's not here.
Not here, I was looking forward to seeing him.
It's an intriguing storyline for me if I'm looking for a swing tackle. Which, I mean, okay, so there's more offensive linemen to be seen. But, yeah, I think this is the least we've talked about O-line. And I know.
Well, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow if we see him have a good day.
This is our first show. I get that.
Yeah. Caleb McGarry is a guy that we didn't like on tape.
No, we didn't.
But I thought he had a pretty.
Washington.
He had a good week or a good day today. So
sure did.
We need to pay more attention to him. See if he maybe changes our mind.
How about that?
Noted.
With that, we'll note it that we appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight, and thank you to all our friends around the globe. We got buddies in Saudi Arabia. We got buddies in England. We've got buddies all over the world that we really, really appreciate. We love you guys. Thank you for that. Thank you for everybody around here that hangs out with us. Draft Show will be back tomorrow. Same time, probably 6 p.m. Central. Hopefully with some more information, breaking down some more guys. David Hellman will have some more of your questions. We always love that. So for David Hellman, Dane Brugler, for Kent Garrison, I'm Brian Bross. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.